Finally! Author Colleen Hoover, whose novel It Ends With Us was turned into the much talked about movie starring Justin Baldoni and novice film editor Blake Lively, is breaking her silence.
What did you think Blake brought to that role?
Everything. Her talent is just immeasurable. I thought she did such a good job. I think my favorite thing is her humor. I feel like I didn't expect to laugh that much watching this film because it is so emotional, but she brought such levity to that character that I was kind of shocked to see and really enjoyed.
Colleen Hoover was friends with Justin Baldoni for years. He reached out to her, wooed her, expressed his love and admiration for her writing, and really sold her on the story that he wanted to tell as director before the plantation princess extorted him and took over all control of the movie. Submitted in the amended lawsuit against Taylor Swift's bestie are all these email communications between Baldoni and Hoover. And despite their long history together, Colleen Hoover repeatedly turned her back on Justin Baldoni, as well as publicly praising the wife of Scarlett Johansson's ex-husband. Even before the release of It Ends With Us, the author distanced herself from Baldoni. Instead of promoting the film with him, she joined the promo trail repeatedly with her. Only at the very beginning did she have an event with Justin Baldoni. But after that, right up until the film's release, it was all about Colleen and Blake, Colleen and Blake.
All documents concerning ingoing and ongoing calls or text messages related to phone number, and it's redacted, belonging to each of the individuals. Wayfair parties, some of their employees, various non-party individuals, including but not limited to call logs, text logs, data logs, and cell site location information. They argued that the subpoenas seek such information over a period of multiple years, in most cases spanning from December 1st, 2022.
Yeah, no, unfortunately for our viewers, there was no Justin Baldoni, there was no Blake Lively, there was no Ryan Reynolds or any other family members, as far as I could tell from being inside that courtroom. As far as that clarification on whether or not a gag order will be inflicted, no, not necessarily. So what's going to happen now is that the judge was actually pretty reluctant, to kind of issue a Rule 3.6. And from your clarification, Jesse, during that commercial break, that was more so just about ethics, about, Brian Friedman making those statements to the media, trying to, as Blake Lively's attorneys would explain it, trying to potentially taint the jury pool by making these out of comments. But it was kind of interesting in the sense that it was a lot of back and forth inside that courtroom. So, as far as every statement that was made by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' attorney, it was always countered by Justin Baldoni's attorneys. Well, they started it first. They began this first. Had this not happened, this wouldn't be an issue right now. So I think on their side, them being the Baldoni team, they're just kind of playing defense, right? Like, all of this started back in August, as far as we can tell. Honestly, all of it started back on that set of It Ends With Us. But, it's a bunch of he said, she said, but the judge kind of wanted to stop the he said, she said.
New video released by lawyers for actor Justin Baldoni showed unedited footage from the filming of It Ends With Us. The lawyers say the video's evidence that his co-star Blake Lively's allegations of sexual harassment are unfounded, but Lively says they only validate her claims.
The Wayfair parties have sued Miss Lively for a preposterous sum of $400 million for claiming that a retaliatory campaign existed, yet now appear to fear having third parties turn over the actual evidence that would document the who, what, when, where, and why of that campaign.
A high-profile legal battle has erupted over the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, turning what began as a straightforward creative project into a scandal rife with explosive allegations and personal betrayals. At the center of this controversy are actress Blake Lively, director Justin Baldoni, and Colleen Hoover herself. Initially, Hoover was a vocal supporter of the adaptation, lending her credibility and creative input to the project. However, her recent courtroom testimony has dramatically shifted her role, as she now accuses several parties of engaging in a systematic campaign to undermine reputations and manipulate the narrative surrounding the film's production. Blake Lively's legal team has taken aggressive measures by issuing subpoenas to major telecommunications companies, including AT&T and Verizon. Their objective is to secure critical records such as text messages, emails, and call logs that they claim will provide concrete evidence of a deliberate effort to hide damaging information. Lively's attorneys argue that these records will reveal the tactics and methods used to discredit her and other key figures involved in the project. A website launched by Baldoni's camp, which purportedly displayed a timeline of events along with never-before-seen communications, has only added to the intrigue by suggesting that there may have been attempts to manipulate or conceal vital evidence.
On February 12, 2025, the Lively Reynolds parties issued notices of the subpoenas to the aforementioned carriers seeking non-content records, that is, numerical logs related to 15 specific individuals. Miss Lively has initiated discovery that will expose the people, tactics, and methods that have worked to destroy and bury her reputation and family over the past year. We will now receive all of the receipts that, unsurprisingly, are nowhere to be found on Mr. Friedman's website, and like Miss Lively, those receipts will have their day in court.
She, last month, deleted her IG. She still kept her FB up, but the IG was gone. Until now. It's back, but a few things are very noticeably different for her on IG.
The team doubled down, calling the bombshell $400 million lawsuit another chapter in the abuser playbook. The strategy of attacking the woman is desperate, and it will fail.
It comes down to the hard evidence, which in this case are going to be text messages, emails, and certainly witness testimony as to what really happened here.
He told us that Justin Baldoni claims she tried to take over his movie because she has a history of saying, okay, I'll be the star, but what I secretly want to do is direct it and edit it and produce it.
The reason she's not believed is it's all smoke and no fire. I really think that's what it comes down to. Baldoni's camp told TMZ Miss Lively, Mr. Reynolds, and their paid representatives initiated this campaign, which has severely impacted many private individuals' livelihoods and families. Since they've yet to show any evidence and continue to blame mothers for the online vitriol resulting from their own actions, they are now speaking on behalf of alleged third parties who have not come forward themselves.
Hoover's testimony in court has been described as nothing short of bombshell, as she detailed a range of allegations including financial mismanagement, ghostwriting scandals, and insider trading. According to her account, these issues point to a broader network of misconduct within Hollywood that goes far beyond mere creative differences. Hoover's accusations suggest that behind the glamorous facade of the film industry lies a complex web of power plays and hidden agendas, with influential figures allegedly using their clout to steer outcomes in their favor while suppressing dissenting voices. This revelation has sparked intense debate both in legal circles and among the public, with some viewing Hoover's disclosures as a brave stand against corruption, while others suspect ulterior motives. The unfolding drama is further complicated by reports of personal betrayals and shifting alliances among the key players. Rumors of romantic entanglements on set and deep-seated grudges have fueled the narrative, making it difficult to disentangle personal disputes from professional disagreements. Some insiders have hinted that the creative partnership between Hoover and Baldoni, once seen as a harmonious collaboration, disintegrated over issues of control and loyalty. Meanwhile, social media has become a battleground for fans and critics alike, as fervent debates emerge over whether the scandal is part of an orchestrated smear campaign or a genuine effort to expose unethical practices within Hollywood.
People feel that Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively were secretly in love while filming this. And if you listen to some of the voice text that he sent her, it seems like they had originally a very intimate conversation.
I think there could have been a world there though that she really clicked with him, she thought he wanted her to be this close collaborator. And then when that part was rejected, that was an ego sting. But also when it was clear that any sort of budding crush she had, or full crush, that there was no interest there either.
Right.
Then all of a sudden she's just taking so many ego hits.
Yeah. Maybe when you're Blake Lively, you're used to just men fawning over you.
Right.
Every man falling for you, especially when this guy's a little bit of a nobody. And to be rejected by this nobody director.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Brandon hasn't seen it, so we're gonna sit through it.
But
and
listen,
just know it's literally, this is not a bit. It's literally not done. So to be honest, what really happened is we were we're gonna show the movie, and the studio was no, you're gonna show 20 minutes. So we're no, we're gonna show the movie. And they're it's not done. And I was they don't fucking care.
I've been contacted by probably 6 or 7 people now who said that they had experiences with Blake Lively and that they could never go public with it because it will end their careers. Still, after all this has come out.
As the legal proceedings continue, both sides are preparing for a prolonged battle that could reshape the reputations and careers of those involved. Ultimately, the case not only highlights the fragile nature of creative collaborations in the film industry but also serves as a stark reminder of the high stakes at play when personal ambition and professional artistry collide. With new evidence expected to emerge, the scandal underscores a deeper, systemic problem in Hollywood, a world where power, influence, and reputation are relentlessly contested, often at the expense of trust and integrity.
This ends with me. I'm done. I'm tired.
It comes down to the hard evidence, which in this case are going to be text messages, emails, and certainly witness testimony as to what really happened here.
This has been like an ongoing theory that like Ryan Reynolds is the guy that's behind all of this because, you know, Ryan is so jealous of this relationship. He's trying to torpedo this. And look, at the end of the day, the scenes do kind of look alike. You know, the interaction, the camera angles, the dancing.
Because I hadn't heard of Colleen Hoover before they came to me with this movie, but you don't really see a lot of me in the character. And I think that more than any movie I've ever done, like Lily is such a ball buster. I am rotten to the core when it comes to that. Like I am very, like if I'm not busting your balls, then you should be worried. Then I'm mad at you. Then I don't love you.
Each individual is either a party to this action or is an agent, employee of a party who appears, based on evidence discovered in this case, to have a direct connection to the underlying issues. That is a reference to Baldoni's attorney Brian Friedman and a website that was purportedly launched by him and Baldoni's team featuring an amended complaint in the case, their version of a timeline of events in the story. It featured never-before-seen text messages between Baldoni and Lively.
Just the way that I sort of use humor and levity in moments of sadness or pain, because that's the prism through which I can cope and deflect, and I smile in sad moments because it's just how I process things.
Justin claims he was summoned to a meeting at Ryan and Blake's penthouse. Their mega celebrity friend walked in praising Blake's rewrite of this rooftop scene.
Yeah, I may have made that up.
Justin maintains this was an intimidation tactic.
The requests are tailored to the time during which evidence shows each individual may have been involved in acts giving rise to Miss Lively's claims. Such information is not only relevant, but essential to unearth the network of individuals involved in the alleged retaliation scheme against Miss Lively.
Everything I do is in lockstep with her. You know, she just takes every step with me.
And Brian Friedman knows how to fight back against a bully. Trust me. And he started telling everybody Justin Baldoni's side. He told us that Justin Baldoni denied those claims of sexual harassment and only tried to appease Blake Lively because she was such a high-maintenance diva bully brat. He had to bend over backwards just to get her to shut up and complete the film.
They're like, if everything's not perfect and it's not done, and what if we're gonna change things? I was like, these are the people who authored the success of the book. Like, you guys are what matter, and like, you guys seeing the movie is like so important to us.